Good morning. I'm just putting my jewelry on while I wait for some of you guys to jump on. It is a rainy, beautiful day. I love rainy days. I don't know why. I think I just like the mixing up of things. I don't think I like many days of the same. That's my thing. Like, I love it when you have a sunny day, then a gloomy day, then a rainy day. I just love all the different kinds of weather, I guess. I don't know that I would love a desert climate, but kind of being quiet only because it still feels like the house is asleep, even though it's not. Have you ever had one of those days? Like, it just feels like everything's very calm. I love it. I love a morning like this. I have already had my coffee. I started my water before my coffee because I knew if I didn't get in a little bit of water that I wouldn't do it. So I made myself do water before coffee this morning. Now, I have so much to talk to you guys about. I'm at a weird place with my job where I've not yet gotten real friendships with anybody yet. Like, we have real surface conversations, you know what I'm saying? Like the kind where you just, the weather and the, you're kind of getting to know each other. So I haven't had anybody to really, I did get to hang out with some of my friends the other day, but I felt like anytime I hang out with my friends, it's like, there's just so much to say. There's so much to talk about. And so you get to talk about a little bit of everything. So I haven't got to really deep dive into any of these wild feelings that I'm having lately. Because me and the Lord, we really be on another level these days. I'm loving it. Like, he is so, what is even the word? Like, he's so complex. You know what I mean? He's so, multi-dimensional. Hey, Kaylee! How are you? And it's like when you hear people say that a relationship with God and learning to know God is like, and helping yourself be open to God is like a layer. It's like an onion. There's layers involved. So you do a little bit every day, like you uncover another level every day. So much God is speaking to me right now that I know is for me, for sure. You okay, buddy? That was a sound I did not recognize. You okay, buddy? Anyway, my husband's brewing coffee. It smells good. First thing I wanted to say is I wanted to do kind of like a video where I talk about my favorite Bellamy products, but I don't know that I feel so strongly about anything as I do this indulgence. This I think this was my second purchase, and it is entirely more expensive than I would ever have spent on moisturizer before. And it was one of those purchases where I was like, I hear everybody talking about how good it is. I want to try it. So I got it, and now I'm hooked. I'm so hooked, in fact, that I'm out. And I took my cheap moisturizer and squirted down inside of this because, listen, y'all know I'm the realist. I'm thinking that maybe, was it Jacob that had lambs that he had to trick into making spotted? I'm hoping to trick my skin into thinking that it's getting indulgence. Like, look, skin, it's actually indulgence. Oh, I'm so stupid. Don't mind me. It's Saturday. I'm also extremely bougie now. Like, y'all, if you would have told me 2 years ago that I was going to be this person, I'd have laughed at you. I'd have said, no. I will not spend more than $3 or $4 on a tube of moisturizer if I'd get in moisturizer at all. But man, alive, that stuff, it makes your skin so pretty and so, I don't even know how to explain it. Indulgence restorative moisturizer. I'm so bougie, in fact, that I will not put my fingers in there anymore. I have a brush or a little spoon. That is what I use to put on my moisturizer. That's how bougie I am. So, if you are skincare bougie, welcome. You are not alone. I love it so much. And I plan to order some more. Okay, fun little fact. At all of my jobs before, me and Jamie's paychecks happen on alternate weeks. So we've been very blessed. His check would come on one week, my check would come on the other. If y'all know, y'all know. It makes your life so much easier when it's that way, because then you've got a check coming in every week. So this job, we both get paid on the same week. So we have to make that stretch throughout the week that doesn't get a check. So once we both get a check, I'm ordering some more of that moisturizer because I will not live without it. I absolutely will not live without it. Are you okay? Did you get hurt earlier? Did something happen to you? Otis always gets upset because he knows when I'm sitting over here that it's time, I'm getting ready to leave. And he will try to distract me. Facts. So, let's get into it, shall we? I am going to make a quick face, and I wanted to talk to y'all about just some of the cool stuff that God is speaking to me. Like today, oh man, in my time with him this morning, it just was so like nourishing, if that makes sense. Like you ever have one of those mornings with God where you just feel refreshed and encouraged and you know what I'm saying? It's just like you can't, it's not like that every day. I wish it was, but it's not. And today was one of those days where it was just so good. And I feel like he's speaking a lot to me about faith and teaching me a lot about faith through the word. Because right now I'm in the, well, today we read the story about Sodom and Gomorrah and Abraham and Sarah. And I love, he's a good distraction though. Yes, he is. He's a wonderful distraction. But it's so cool. Like the things that God is saying to me about faith, like how faith, like, and I've heard these things all my life, but have you ever had something said to you that you hear it one day and it's like, yeah, that's so good. And then you'll hear it again a few weeks later and you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like just a whole nother level of like understanding. Like, I don't even know. Like, that's why God is so cool. Like, he's so patient. Like, ugh. Anyway, I could go on and on all day long about how good God is. So anyway, I was like, I've always heard people say stuff like, fear is putting more faith in the enemy than you're putting in God. Good morning, Mackenzie. How are you? And today, it was like this whole new realization that part of the reason why I think fear is so effective is because when we get afraid, when we get caught up in fear, it's so hard to have faith. Does that make sense? And when you don't have faith, like, faith was such a big deal to God that when he saw the faith of Abraham, he counted it to him as righteousness. Like, how insane is that? Like, that's how serious God is about faith. And when you think about, especially when you were a kid, do you ever remember if you did something or if you got accused of doing something that you didn't do, how angry it made you when people didn't believe you and you would try to tell them, I didn't do it, and they wouldn't listen? Like, It happened to me. It happened to me in the first grade, and it traumatized me, y'all. Like, to this day, I still remember that. But, like, I don't know. And when you think about it in the... I'm good, Kidsy. I'm glad you're here. Morning, Amanda. So when you think about it in the terms of the God of the universe, the God that created you, right? Can you imagine how it hurts his heart if we don't believe him? And that's what fear is. It's literally saying, I don't believe you, God. I don't believe your promises are true. I believe that this thing is going to kill me. This thing is going to overtake me. This thing is going to be bigger than you. And so I think that's part of why it's such a big deal to God for us to have faith and not believe the lies of the enemy and to not operate in fear. Like, that's such a... I don't know. I feel like it's such a crucial thing in our relationship. And I think that's why we hear so much about it. And that's why we are taught so much about having faith over fear, is because it's like it all hinges on that belief. Isn't that crazy? Like, so anyway, I'm sure that's why God is speaking to me about it, because it's his heart. So anyway, anybody else, can you relate? Can anybody else relate to me? Because, I mean, that was one of those things like this morning that I felt God speaking to me so strongly. And also, not just that, but even the contrast. Like, have you ever lived in a time of major contrast in your emotions, right? Like, you would have like great faith, but also great fear at the same time. Like, I don't know that you can have them together, but like in 1 minute you're like, you've got the faith that you could storm hell with a water pistol. And then 10 minutes later you're like, but what about this? But what if this happens? But what if that happens? Like, has anybody else in the room, anybody else ever felt that way? And I feel that way so much. Like, especially in this season of life that I'm in, where I can feel God doing huge things. It's like 1 minute, I'm like, oh man, we got this. We got this, God. And then the next minute, I'm like, but what if this happens? But what if that happens? Anybody else? I love it. I love that we all can relate together. We all have these emotions, because sometimes the enemy will make you feel very alone in the way that you feel. Now, today we have to go to the dump. Fun. And we also have to go to the Dollar General. And today is one of those days at the Dollar General that I'm going to spend all my money, because I need all the things. Anybody else relate to that? Because I think they are all in cahoots together, and they're like, let's make everything to where they have to buy it all at one time. The powers that be. So anyway, we're going to keep this look super simple. I had a friend, my friend Kathy, she said, you should do a piglet eye look, because I did the Winnie the Pooh one. You guys loved that. So I think I will. I think I'm going to do a piglet inspired, and I think I'm going to utilize my palette. I think I'm going to utilize the pink of the blush, and I think I'll utilize the shimmer and the white eyeshadow. So this is going to be fun. It's going to be easy. It's going to be super easy. Like, y'all are going to be like, is that even an eyeshadow look? That was way too easy. All right. Let's go in with, y'all, I found an eyeshadow brush at the Dollar General the other day, and it has become my favorite. And I think I even found it over in the clearance rack. or on the clearance shelf. And I was like, dude, I need to find more of those. Yeah, there it is. Where's my little doodad? Here it is. Okay. So check out this brush. Nice and floofy. And a lot of times when you get them at the Dollar General, they're kind of sad. This one is actually pretty nice. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some of my blush color and just kind of do a light wash all over the eyelid in the pink color. Super easy, right? Anybody can do that. Unless you're my friend Amy, who doesn't own a brush. Even Amy can do it. You just take this finger right here, your ring finger, and dot, 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 dot. I do that anyway with the shimmers and the lighter colors, and that's probably what I'll do today. So no excuses, Amy. You could even do this. So this is going to be super easy, one that anybody can do. Hey, Jamie.
Yes.
I saw that you were on the live a minute ago.
Yeah.
It had a prompt that you could post a question. Did you see anything like that?
No, but I did see a link to go to.
Yeah, I was playing around with all the different features that are available, and that was one of them, and I turned it on.
Well, hang on, let me go back.
Jamie's my tech support, in case anybody's wondering.
I was at the gloomy boutique.
Okay.
Let me close that out. Let me see. Yeah, there's nothing about a question.
Okay. Thank you. Jamie runs offense for me when I go live on TikTok. Is it offense or defense? I think it's maybe a little of both. Because when you go live on TikTok, there's trolls. There's so many trolls. So now I'm just taking my highlight and going just under my brow. So even if I just left it at that, super pretty, super easy. But then I think I'll also take that white eyeshadow color and just barely touch this. Oh yeah, I love that. I love what that does. It's so pretty. Okay. And then your finger is so good for the lighter colors and the shimmers. I find that you just pick up more color for some reason. I don't know why. So now I'm just going to take my brush and just kind of windshield wiper motion back and forth and blend all that together. Perfect. Okay. And, oh, I forgot to do highlight on my cheeks. Y'all know I'm a highlight girly. I have officially embraced the glow. I have embraced the glow. Okay. So let's do a little bit of brows. We're going to make this really quick and easy. No, I don't. I don't ever make it quick and easy when I do a live, do I? I always end up taking 30 minutes for something that should have taken 10 because I get to talking. But anyway, I was saying about my new job, the girls there are super nice and very helpful and friendly. So no, it's not anything against any of them. It's just, you know how you reach a point with your coworkers where you can talk about almost anything because you spend so much time with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so like you just develop a bond like you don't have anywhere else, if that makes sense. And here lately, well, because we're just getting to know each other, really. I really miss that. Like, I miss my friend Janice and my friend Olivia and my friend Michaela and my friend Martha. We all work together at the oncology office. And I miss that. Like, I miss being able to, have meaningful conversations with people. And my friend Bridget and my friend Amy. I had a lot of dear friends. My friend Karen. Oh my gosh, my friend Karen. Chef's kiss, literally. One of the finest human beings that walked the planet, and one of the finest phlebotomists on the planet, and one of the best cooks on the planet. She is a jack of all trades. She is not a was. She is an is. Sometimes it feels like a was, since I'm not working there anymore. But anyway, I miss them. I really do. But I have to say that working close to home, being able to come home for lunch, being able to have a 4-day work week, I cannot even begin to describe to you all the difference that it makes for me to have a 4-day, or a 4-day as opposed to a 5-day work week. Like, I thought the being close to home would be the biggest impact, but it's not. Like, it feels so much more balanced, if that makes sense. We did 410s at Blue Green for a period of time. And for whatever reason, maybe it's because it was not super close to home. And it was also because we worked 410s. That felt really hard for me. This doesn't feel nearly as hard. So I'm so grateful. Anyway, just me rambling on about nothing. I'm almost out of eyeliner. I'm going to have to pick some up. Oh my goodness. It's drying up. Jamie and my dad are in there talking. I usually cook a big breakfast on Saturdays, but I didn't today. I don't know. I guess I got caught up with my time with the Lord and the Word, and time just got away from me. And Jamie's alarm started going off, and I'm like, do you really have to get up so early? And he was like, no, I'm going to go back to sleep. Wake me up at 9. And then I was like, you know what? I really would love to go live this morning. And he's like, he hates it when I go live if he's in bed, because then he doesn't feel like he can get up and go get dressed. Obviously he can't. So I woke him up. I was like, do you want to go on ahead and get up, or do you want to keep sleeping? Because I'm going to go live, and I know you don't want to have to try to travel through the camera range to go get dressed. He was like, yeah, let me get up. So he had to fend for himself this morning. I just love a Saturday morning when it's so peaceful. outside. And I have to say that snow is hanging around and it's waiting on the next one. I always used to hear that growing up. All right. What else? Oh yeah, my cheap bronzer. Eventually, I'll move all of my cosmetics over to just Bellamy, only because I really think that's what was making such a difference in my skin. And then when I ran out of some stuff and started using the old stuff again, my skin's like, oh no, 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 we not having that. So I'm curious to see what it will look like to have an entire line of nothing but Bellamy for my skin. Because wow, like there was a period of time there where I was doing the what all was I doing? I can't remember. Well, for one, I had the Indulgence Moisturizer, which I've already talked to y'all about. Gosh, what all was I doing? Oh, I know what it was. I was doing the samples. When I started doing these samples, a couple of weeks in, I noticed a big difference in the way my skin looked and felt. But we definitely are on a journey with this skin, I gotta say. My skin, I'm finding, especially as I'm getting older, is getting more and more fickle about what it likes. I guess I could say the same thing about me. I'm also more fickle in my old age. Now I'm using my same technique that I showed you guys the other day, but I'm using it with a bigger barrel curling iron so that I get that same effect, but looser. So it's more of a wave than a curl when you use the bigger barrel of curling iron. Okay, I have to ask too, if anybody puts shoes on their dog. I know that's such a random question, but I'm asking because Millie's feet got torn all to pieces when I took her on a walk on one of the days where we still had snow. Well, we still do, but there was still snow on the roads and the areas that we were walking. When we got back, her little feet were torn all to pieces. They were bleeding. So we've not been doing any walking. And I vowed to go to the pet store today to get her some shoes. But I already know she is going to absolutely have a fit when I try to put them on her. Have any of you guys put shoes on your dogs? And if so, how did they react? And were you persistent? Did you keep trying? Like, it seems like such a, I don't even know, such a weird problem to have, but they have come so accustomed to their walks that I hate to to not take them because they love it so much. In fact, it was to the point where if you would even walk towards the door, Millie would get excited and start jumping and come and run and stand there and wait for you to hook her up so we could go walk. And so it just breaks my heart because now she'll go stand and look at the time of day when we used to go walk. And I'm like, oh, sister, I'm so sorry. Coco's saying good morning. He's so funny. When you walk in there in the mornings, he'll say, good morning. And he says it. He sounds just like my late mother-in-law. It's creepy but comforting at the same time. Last night we were live on TikTok doing our nightly Bible reading, and the dogs started barking. So Jamie started to take the dogs and put them in the bedroom so that we could hear, because you couldn't hear, they were barking so loud. And so he takes them to the room, and the moment that he gets the door shut and we have some quiet, Coco starts piping off. It's like spouting off. I was like, are you serious? The devil really just does not want the word of the Lord to go out tonight. Has anybody given any thought to where you will go if you have a presence on TikTok? Since I started reading the Bible every night on TikTok, I've grown, I want to say average of like 5 followers a day. So I'm up to over 1,100 followers over there. And we've really started to build a community. It's really beautiful. Like, hey, Jamie.
Yeah.
Do you still see me live? I haven't had anybody on in forever. I'm wondering if something's wrong. Like, I've never gone live for this long and no one's coming in. That's crazy. Maybe people are busy. Okay. But can you comment? Okay, yeah, now I see that you're on. That's so weird. I bet people are busy. It's Saturday morning, of course. I'm about to be busy. I don't even remember what I was saying now. Oh, yeah. Do y'all know where you're going to go? If you have a following, I know my friend Becky has a huge following. Like, she's got almost 300,000 followers on TikTok. And I know this has been a hard time for her because she loves TikTok. I love TikTok, but she's come to build a real community over there. Like a huge community of all over the world. It was definitely not on my bingo card that we would lose it. I was not planning on that. This late last year, I got the idea to start going online and reading the Bible, mainly because I felt convicted that I don't share my faith enough. And I know why it is. It's because my world is full of Christians. Literally, everybody I know is a Christian. And so how do you share your faith? All you can do is discipleship and, growing in the Lord together, you don't really witness to people. So it really convicted me that I wanted to start reaching out and reaching people that didn't know the Lord. And even if nothing else, just sharing his word. And so I thought that's a great way to do it. We were coming together every night, my husband and I, to do our Bible reading together. I'm like, I'm sitting here reading the word of God out loud. I could be doing this on a platform where people can hear it that maybe have never heard it before. And so I asked my husband, I was like, would you mind if I did that? Because obviously he's there with me. And he was like, no, I think that's a good idea. And so we started it and immediately realized that no one, well, I shouldn't say no one, but not a lot of people want to hear the word of God. Well, no, I can't even say that. There are a sect of people that are very intentional about trying to stop the word of God going out. That's a good way to put it. And we call them trolls. Because what they like to do is they either like to come in and insult us, or they want to distract us. So very quickly we realized we're going to have to make Jamie a moderator. So that way, when people come in and say things like, I'm fine if they want to insult us, and I'm fine. I mean, like, God is big enough to be questioned. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have any problem with that. But if they were going to be mean to other viewers in the room, or if they were going to be foul-mouthed, because some people were bringing their kids in, to watch this, then we needed to be able to kick them out. But I was actively reading, so I couldn't always moderate. So I made him a moderator. And now we've even gotten to know the trolls. Like some of them, well, I shouldn't say that. Some of the trolls that come in are coming in on a regular basis. So we recognize their names right away. I'm like, hey. Last night someone tried to be like super mean and comment on me and Jamie being overweight. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. I haven't seen you in a few days. And I was like, thank you for being concerned about us. And not another word. It's amazing what some kindness will do even to trolls. It's awesome. All right, I think this is it. I am gonna do this right here. And just give that a little clip. So it can cool. But anyway, we've toyed around with what are we going to do, you know, because I still want to continue to share the word of God with people that may or may not know him. But TikTok was by far the place where I had the most reach. Like I would get more people coming in that I didn't know that most likely, you know, had more of a chance to witness to non-Christians, if that makes sense. So that part makes me really sad if we lose it. Because I've tried to kind of shift everybody over to Instagram, but only a few people have came. So I don't know if everybody's just kind of waiting for the final thing to go through and to migrate over, but hopefully. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to knock you down. Oh my. I have a big heavy curling iron barrel in your hand, it's hard to fix it. No, I'm crooked. There we go. All right. Well, I did all this to look pretty, and now we're going to go to the dump in the rain. This just goes to show that I like getting ready more than doing just about anything. It's just proof positive. Because if I will get ready to go to the dump in the Dollar General in the rain, then that means I must like getting ready. Look at how much volume that gave me. Isn't that cool? No extra product, no back combing. Pretty cool, huh? I love when I get it like this, and I've left my oil in the bathroom, but to take some hair oil and spray it on, and then just barely rake it over the ends so that the little frizzies go down, and it gives it a real pretty look. But anyway, this is the look. This is the look of the day. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you later.